which was what, like a week or two ago?
About 2 weeks.
All right.
Like, there's some Xbox stuff. Nintendo!
Look at me. Look at me over here. This is the College Gamers Podcast for July 1st, 2016. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of the College Gamers for July. This is not the first episode. This is the 51st, I believe. My name is Mike. I'm your host, and I'm joined by a returning guest. In fact, I am proud to say he is our first returning guest, Adam.
Hello, everybody.
The neighbor boy, as I keep referring to you in the show in the past. Now I can say Adam, your name. How are you this week?
I'm back and forth. Been doing a lot this week. It's been pretty busy.
It's good. What have you been busy with? You finished orientation.
That is correct.
At the good old LSU. You'll be joining us next semester, so we can corrupt you with all of our video game habits and not going to class. And just kidding. The College Gamers does in fact support you going to class. Go to class, kids. Don't do drugs. Stay in school. That kind of thing.
Trust me, I heard enough of that at orientation.
So yeah, orientation. From what I remember. Orientation was they stick you in a room, like a big auditorium, and then they talk. I don't remember what they talked about. It was a bunch of useless information, and then they sort you by major, and then so they're like, oh, all the art majors stand up and go with this person. 10 people, 15 people will stand up. They'll go with him. And then they're like, would all the what's like another like all the agriculture people, maybe 20, 30, because that's LSU's an agriculture school, so a bit more people. They're like, okay, everyone for engineering, and the 300 person auditorium, like a third of them stand up all at once, because everyone's there for engineering, and it's just this big wave of people. That's what I remember from orientation.
Yeah, there was some of that, but it was more mixed this year. When they did that particular thing, they had more, it was more diverse.
Yeah.
Like you had some that didn't stand up at all. You had maybe a handful.
Yeah.
You didn't have a third of the people standing up, but it was sort of like that.
I had so many engineers in mind. I think they broke them up into 3 groups. Like they had to call them 3 times. Also, a lot of pre-meds.
They had one major where it was if I remember correctly, it was 6 individual leaders, 6 groups for just one major.
Sounds like engineering or pre-med.
I think it was something like that.
Because those are the 2 big ones on the LSU campus. If you ask someone their major, it's most likely going to be engineering or pre-med.
Yeah, for me it was weird. They stuck me in. They had one group for business, agriculture, and undecided. Yeah. So for some reason I was undecided, even though I'm going to be a music major.
Yeah.
So that screwed everything up, sort of. Because then when I went to schedule my classes, I was going to schedule with music, and I did go to the music group eventually. But turns out you have to be officially auditioned in the School of Music, which I thought I was, but I'm not. So then I had to. So basically, I've got a filler schedule right now. I've got to audition and then go back and change my schedule.
I gotcha. Well, if you still have to audition, is it still possible that everyone else has to?
No, I think every other music major had auditioned already.
I gotcha.
It was weird though. They still offered me a scholarship.
Did they really?
Yeah, they sent me here's a scholarship. You fill out the stuff, and we'll see when we get back to you. So I filled that out. Yeah, but I'm not auditioned yet, so that's weird. I
gotcha. Well, you're interested in the college's music or whatever. Yeah. So they're looking for people like you. Adam, I would dare say this is probably one of the most college focused conversations we've had on the show.
Well, college is in the name, so
that's true. But we mostly talk about video games. Some other, Adam. Have you seen Independence Day?
The first one, not the Resurgence.
Not the Resurgence. No spoilers coming up, people. I just want to say that I actually saw it for a work thing. Everyone at my work, we're at a little tech company. We all went out and watched it together. And if you don't see it while it's in theaters, you're not missing out on anything. It was okay. If you like explosions, fire, things blowing up, it's good. The dialogue wasn't my favorite thing, and I'll just leave it at that. It was not my movie of the year.
Yeah, that doesn't come as a surprise to me. It's the first Independence Day was obviously B movie, and then I'm surprised they got
cult
a sequel.
Classic. I think cult classic.
Yeah, around there. But I'm still surprised. 20 years later, gets a sequel.
Yeah. Well, I don't. No, I think I don't think Will Smith would have saved it. I think maybe he missed that boat, and good on him.
Yeah.
So good on him. So yeah, it's been a busy week, just of work and stuff. Haven't had too much gaming time. I'm not sure why. I had all sorts of stuff. I had all sorts of free time this week, but I just didn't play as much as I wanted to. But we got some pretty cool news this week. You wanna get to that, Adam?
Let's do it.
I keep almost saying Taft.
Yeah.
By the way, Taft is out at a wedding this week. Not his wedding because it's not his wedding. I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, he's out. But he should be back next week. Taft, if you're hearing this, you better be back next week, or I'm not sure what I'm going to do.
I will take your spot.
All right, let's move into the news. Breaking news. All right, I got some exciting news for you other PC gamers out there. AMD released their new line of graphic cards this week as of June 29th, which as of today was, say, it's Friday, so what, like Wednesday or something? These new graphic cards are, they're promising, top of the line graphics for a very cheap price. They're $200, $200 for the 4 gig version and $240 for the 8 gig version. Now I'm gonna go a bit of the specs for you tech people out there, because I'm kind of a geek for these, for specs, kind of looking at like clock, like core clock and memory stuff, and so yes, the Radeon RX 480 promises a 1266 megahertz boosted clock, base of 1120 megahertz, up to 5.8 teraflops of performing power, and GDDR5 memory, which is I think pretty standard right now. Memory bandwidth of 244 gigabytes or higher, and yeah, all of this for 240. They are they're really busting open that market because Nvidia just released their 1080 cards, and those are, oh gosh, I don't know, like they're more expensive. I'm an AMD user. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. I don't really keep up with Nvidia. My brother uses Nvidia, but he's not really into like computer gaming too much, so I don't know how much he knows. But yeah, the 10, I don't quite know how much they're going for, but all I know is that they're more expensive. And one of the things they're really pushing for these cards is they're heralding their Polaris cores, which means so for a while now, actually it's been 4-5 years now, the GPU industry has been stuck at 28 nanometer GPU cores, but this is the first of AMD's cards to break that what's the word? Not transition. It's another T word. Tradition. It's the first card to break the tradition, and they're using 14 nanometer transistors. And yeah, that's a big deal because that means you can fit more transistors in your CPUs. If I'm using that terminology right, I should know more about this, but I'm gonna throw it out right now. I'm still a newbie when it comes to all this technology. So, well, not technology, all the terms and stuff. I know the generalness of it, but
don't worry. Compared to me, you are definitely the expert here.
Yes, Adam's currently sitting here wide-eyed, kind of like a deer in the headlights, not quite sure what to say. I'm just kind of geeking out right now. Adam, sit back.
No,
relax.
you're good. You're the computer science major. I'm just here like, music major. No.
Yes. It's really sad though, because 6 months ago I got a new R9 380, and now these suckers are coming out, which was like a $400 graphic card at the time. And now these suckers are coming out with I could have gotten 2 of these for the price I got 1 card. So yeah, but that's what you do, man. When you buy expensive technology, you got to be prepared to, when you buy it, the next best thing to come out. And you just stand there and be like, well, I have this. What do I do now? I have this older stuff. What do I do? It's in my hands. I don't know.
It's like me sitting there with a Xbox 360 and I'm like, 1S Scorpio.
Oh, yeah. And you're like, oh, 360. Yay. Yeah. So these cards they're really promising. I was kind of skeptical when I heard the price point for the performance they were promising. Like high, like they were promising, the performance of like 400 $600 graphic cards for $200. That's
yeah, I would question that.
Yeah, for me that was like, that's too good to be true. Like, how long will they last? Will they burn up in 3 months or something? So it's really cool to see. All the reviews are saying awesome things. Actually, Brad Cherkis, we interviewed him like a few months ago, wrote a 10-page article on the new CPUs over at PC World. I definitely definitely recommend going and reading that because it goes in depth into what the cards have. And I haven't finished it. It's quite a read. It's really technical. The guy knows his stuff, and I kind of had to like take it in pieces, not to like hurt my brain too much, So
I might understand every other word if I read it.
But as you do more PC gaming, Adam, you slowly pick up on stuff and know what to look for. It's kind of a rough roller coaster at first, but you learn. Yeah. That's how it is.
I mean, I would love to do more PC gaming, but I do not currently have a functioning computer. Like, at first, it was just, okay, it won't run the games. I can get that. Now it won't even turn on.
I definitely, have you tried turning it off and on again, Adam? Have you tried turning it off and on again? All right. Well, that's for you PC nerds, such as myself. Let's move on now to the debut or debut, depending where you're from, or if I even know how to read words, of 9 new Pokemon from Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. Almost at Tapped again. I have got to get to Adam. What's going on here? What's going on with this new Pokemon game?
So yeah, I really caught Pokemon Sun and Moon at E3 because E3 special. All I knew was Nintendo. So yeah, I think it was today. Actually, they revealed that there's definitely 9 new Pokemon that they're going to be unveiling with Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Yeah. Now, usually, if I'm correct, the new Pokemon are starter Pokemon. Is that right? Are any of these starter?
I would assume. I haven't really played any of these kinds of Pokemon games for like a long time. So they could be, but you never know. They could like I know they might have put in some new legendary Pokemon, I think.
That's very possible. We usually get 1 or 2 new legendary Pokemon every generation of Pokemon games.
I remember them saying something about that at E3.
Yeah. So I would argue that majority of these Pokemon have names that I don't know how to pronounce, and for the sake of my pride, I won't try to pronounce.
I mean, your guess is as good as mine.
You know what? All right, I'm gonna try one. Hold up. Wait a second. This one's name Zagarde. All right. 1-star review from Pokemon fans right now. Zagarde 50% form. Wait, what? Okay, so apparently there are 3 Pokemon here that are just 50%, 10% form, and complete form. Is that the Pokemon name?
I'm guessing it has to do with like how Pokemon evolve. I'm guessing that would be it. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't played Pokemon games like this in a while.
Okay, so Zagarde believes its duty to protect the ecosystem and monitors the Pokemon ecosystem to ensure the ecosystem is not disrupted. While in the power it possesses is overwhelming, this form only contains 50% of Zagarde's cells. Is this like... I see the word cells and I immediately think, is this like a solar cell? Like,
so I'm thinking like... I'm just like Dragon Ball Z nerd, so I'm thinking like Dragon Ball Z for some unknown reason.
Cell, yeah. This isn't even my final form. I hope that's what he says. So
that was Frieza, I think. Cell was I will absorb androids 17 and 18 and reach true perfection.
Perfection. Must reach true perfection. I am not a robot. So yeah, we have 9 new Pokemon. It looks like a lot of the word electric really jumps out. That Zagarde, its 3 forms are Dragon and Grounds. Looking pretty cool. Though, I'm not sure if they've released the new starter Pokemon yet. I'm not sure if we've seen that. But, there's a picture actually on the article. If you scroll all the way up, Adam, one of these Pokemon kind of look like a loaf of bread.
Oh, that's funny.
Kind of looks like, I guess this Pokemon is the greatest invention since sliced bread. Is this loaf of bread. It
looks like a half loaf of bread, half
like caterpillar,
like SCV from like StarCraft.
Definitely. For those people we don't have a video version of what I'm saying. For all you audio listeners, just imagine a loaf of bread and with 2 big blue eyes, and that's about it. That's about it. I'd say you're pretty accurate right now. Just keep that in your mind, and that's about it. Anything you want to say before we move on?
I don't think so. I think that's about it.
All right. Pokemon Sun and Moon is poised to launch in North America for November 18th. So if you're a Pokemon fan, keep your mitts ready to catch that when it comes from overseas.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on Pokemon Go. That should come out this month.
Is it?
They said it was coming out this month.
All right. Well, I need to keep my eyes open for that. I wonder if it's coming to Android. I'm assuming it's going to come to Android.
I think it's coming to both iOS and Android.
That would make a lot of sense. All right. In other news this week, we are getting Remastered BioShock Collection, which looks amazing. It's a lot of content. This collection will include BioShock, BioShock 2, plus the Protector Trials and Minerva's Den DLC, as well as BioShock Infinity, plus the Clash in the Clouds, Columbia's Finest, and Brutal at Sea episodes 1 and 2. Of all of these, I've only played BioShock Infinity, which was an amazing game. I don't know, Adam, if you played that.
I have not played any of the BioShocks.
I'd recommend them. You know, they're I'm going to say creepy, I guess, but they're the creepy that I like. I'm not a big fan of, like, you know, horror games, you know, kind of jump out, scare you, but I like the thrill, like something's not quite off. And as you play the game, stuff kind of falls apart. And that's what I got with BioShock Infinity. It's a gorgeous game. The whole town is like floating in the sky. So you have really, really like gorgeous, kind of like, you know, scenes that are just like absolutely beautiful. And then the gameplay was really good. I keep talking about how beautiful it is. The gameplay was really good. The mechanics were decent, if I remember correctly. But you know, the graphics are always what draw me into a game. And the story was awesome.
Oh yeah, I remember y'all talking about, I think it was last podcast, y'all talking about like going back and playing Halo 3, how you originally thought, these graphics are amazing. Now you look at it like,
oh yeah.
Like, I just realized that, like, I still have Halo 3 on Xbox 360. I'm like, after you said that, I went back and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're right.
Yeah. So yeah, this bundle will be coming out September 13th, and you know, remastered. I immediately thought of Sky Remastered, and you know, a big reason I'm gonna say a big reason why they might have done remasters is for these new consoles. Yeah. You know, like they're bringing back the big titles, you know, back from the 360, and because you know they either have two routes to bring it back. They can do the backwards compatibility, which might take time or might take more money than they're willing to spend, or they can just resell the game for better, you know, better graphics for the nostalgic group. You know, there's a small portion of people out there who will buy a game again because they really liked it. I'm there with Skyrim. When the Skyrim remake's coming out, I'm gonna buy it. Now this looks like an awesome, depending on the price. Now we haven't quite gotten a price yet, so it depends. If I get all these games for, you know, like $60, that's a steal. For 3 games and their DLCs, $60. That's not bad. That's not bad.
That's like one new game. That's a good deal.
Yeah, that's not bad. Now if it's these 3 games for, you know, like $80, that's pushing it a little bit, you know.
I mean, you are talking about 3 games.
That's true. That's true. But you know, their games have already been released, and they're not promising new content, but just like improved looks. So you know.
But you do have those people that would buy that because they like the games, they like the gameplay and the originalness of it. If they like
the, you know, if they're a huge fan of the BioShock series, they're gonna get it, like I mentioned earlier with Skyrim. But yeah, it would depend on the price whether I'm not gonna get this, because I know BioShock Infinity was a good game. Would I buy it again? Probably not. I'd rather, you know, if I'm gonna rebuy games, I have other games on like higher up in that rank, But yeah, so yeah, this will be coming out September 13th, and if you're a big fan of BioShock, which, you know, the whole underwater city thing, that's a pretty badass idea. I'm kind of excited.
There's an underwater city?
Oh yeah, I know BioShock 2, I think BioShock 1 takes place.
The BioShock fans are screaming at me now, get Taft back!
Yeah, BioShock 2 was in this underwater city, and it was pretty cool. So, yeah, it's pretty cool, and, you know, all those new water graphics, I'm sure it's going to look awesome. All right, let's move on to, you know, probably my most anticipated game of E3. Well, probably one of the most. I'm not going to say it's the most.
I would assume.
It's one that's pretty awesome. Zelda Breath of the Wind. Wild. I keep saying wind. Why do I keep saying wind? All right, Adam, take it away. For the same
reason you almost keep saying Taft.
It's probably true.
All right, so yeah, Zelda Breath of the Wild needs to, article says it needs to sell 2 million copies to become profitable. Now, I'm not sure what the margin is for that, but I'm guessing that means it has to do decently well in order to be a good, profitable game that Nintendo makes.
Yeah, I mean, I think...
Is that about average, or is that like more?
I really couldn't tell you what the average is for games to need like to make a profit. 2 million. I guess that's a lot. You know, like a lot of games will sell. You know, 2 million. A lot of games will sell more than that. You know, if you have 50, there 50 million people play on a PlayStation 4, if I remember correctly, or you know, or PSN in some way. If like a third of 50 million, you know, that's more than you need. Like, you know, for Zelda Breath of the Wild.
That also shows how much either hope or something like that they have for this game, because the previous one, I think it's called Skyward Sword, only sold 3.4 million.
Yeah, which, you know, but which shows promise. Now, their issue, I think the reason why might be difficult for Nintendo is because of their closed ecosystem.
Yeah.
You know, if Zelda Breath of the Wild was coming out on the next PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, they would sell 2 million easy. Like day one, I promise you they would sell 2 million.
And even more of their games too. Like you got the Mario Karts, the Super Smash Bros, the stuff like that. If they would sell, but I mean, yeah, they're just closed on like their own consoles. They
really are. Yeah. So you know, but I think that shows that I think the reason that they spent, you know, 5 years making this game, they said something about like 300 people, you know, total have worked on this game in one way or another. Then I think that shows that they're using this game to push the next sales.
Yeah.
I think they have faith in this game to push the next sales, and I think that's really what this game might be about. You know, the reason why they're breaking all this new ground when it comes to Zelda. This game looks gorgeous, and it's a Zelda game like unlike we've seen before. Mm-hmm. It looks amazing, and I think it's because they're using it to maybe pinch into Xbox, to Microsoft's and and Sony's market share, trying to get people trying to bring, you know, people who like Zelda back into their ecosystem. You know,
it is coming out for Wii U as well, though, so it wouldn't just be for the next, but I could see that.
Yeah. Well, like people who don't. This is probably aimed at people who don't have a Wii U, who don't have a Nintendo system, and you know, people who are outside the ecosystem are going to look at the Wii U and look at the Next and be like, "I want the Next, just a newer thing," you know. So that might be what they're aiming for with this game.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. Adam, would you get this?
I might. The only Legend of Zelda I've played is Ocarina of Time, and that was a long time ago. So I don't really remember much from it, but I do remember it being pretty fun.
Are you a big Zelda fan? Legend of Zelda?
I don't really know. I don't have that much experience.
I got you. But like you play like Mario games and stuff.
Yeah, I play like
Smash Bros. I know you kicked my butt at Smash Bros.
Oh, you think I'm good? I got destroyed by one of my friends. I thought I was going in like, oh yeah, I actually came in the finals in a Comic-Con tournament in New Orleans. So I thought like, wow, I'm a lot better at this than I thought. I go and play my friend, absolutely destroys me. I mean, he's any character too. I'm playing my best character. Yeah. He just hits the random button. He beat me. I was Link. He beat me as Villager.
I don't know who Villager. I don't play enough Smash Bros.
Villager's like, he's not really a go-to character, and he's, I mean, if you're good at any character, you can be good with them. But I mean, Villager's like a unusual one.
But like, if you understand the mechanics of Smash Brothers, then it's kind of like, you know, there are people out in the student union who just it was kind of near the end of last semester. They would bring in the big TV and the Wii U, like these four really guys, cool. And they would just sit there in the union and play Smash Brothers like the whole.
That is awesome.
I'd leave for class, come back, they're still in there. I'm like, God, these guys are living the life right now. They're living the life. All right, let's move on. Unless you had anything to add.
I don't think so.
Final notes? Anything else? All right. Well, Nintendo. I figured, why not talk about Nintendo some more? Nintendo
seemed to work well last time I was on the podcast.
Nintendo's Miyamoto. Oh my gosh, I butchered that name so badly. Says that Nintendo has indeed been looking into virtual reality in this shareholder meeting, which a lot of this information has been coming from. They say that that doesn't, they've been looking into it. They've been looking into ways, that they're concerned about the long term, like if you play VR for long periods of time, they're concerned about the side effects that might have, which, you're staring into a screen that's, strapped against your face for, 6 hours or something. It's going to give you a headache, especially when it comes to like motion sickness, What else?
Ooh,
What else?
really
What else does VR do after long periods of time other than motion signals? Maybe dizziness, that kind of thing. So they're looking into that because that's what they're concerned about, and they said they want parents to feel at ease, and it's kind of strange how Nintendo's always their demographic is like younger, the younger demographic.
Usually,
yeah. So it's really interesting how they have to be more careful when it comes to this kind of stuff. Maybe because if maybe that's because that's a majority of their ecosystem, and if they lose a grasp on the younger demographic, then they might not have enough to stay afloat.
That's what they're used to. I feel like they're gonna try and branch out to more people with the NX, but I mean, so far, their demographic.
And this doesn't mean just because they've been looking into virtual reality doesn't mean that the Next is going to be using it.
I think they said that Next guaranteed will not have it.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they can. I don't think they can promise a lower cost, more open, it's a lower cost console and still put in VR because VR is so new. It's expensive. Even like the cost of the PlayStation VR is almost the cost of the console, if I remember correctly. I think it's like $200-$300. That's probably wrong. Don't quote me on that, please. But it's expensive is my point. So I don't think they can promise, a cheaper console and put VR and put quality VR.
Yeah.
You can put cheap VR in there. Whether that will help with their motion sickness, that's probably not going to happen, and it's probably going to look really, really poor. But I don't think the next is going to be VR. I think they're going to need something else.
It's going to at least be the console after that, if not the one after the next one.
And if anything, if it's not the one next, we might get it mid cycle for the next.
Maybe.
Like maybe in like a year or two we'll get it for the next. But it really depends on the Next's graphic, capabilities.
And they want to see how good the next is. Like, is it selling, working?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, if it's selling, then maybe they need something to do. They maybe need to change something up to bring in those people if it's not.
Yeah.
And they're obviously Breath of the Wild's gonna bring some people in because the game looks awesome. I just can't get over it how much they're shaking up the Legend of Zelda world. So yeah, Nintendo has been looking into VR. I bet they get into VR at some point because of VR Pokemon game.
Oh,
there's no way that's not going to happen. If Pikachu could sit there on my shoulder as I bike through, some Pokemon region, that would be amazing. There's no way they're not. There's no way it hasn't crossed someone's mind over at Nintendo.
I mean, it's guaranteed if they get VR, they have to do it with Pokemon.
Oh, it has to be Pokemon. Would you play? It sounds terrifying. A VR Smash Brothers game, because if you fall off the cliff, that sounds positively terrifying. For those of you like myself who's afraid of heights, that sounds just terrifying. I don't want to deal with that.
That would actually be. I mean, it'd be interesting, but yeah. I might get that. Actually, I hadn't thought about that. Actually,
that sounds like a lot of fun. All right, let's move on to Steam mobile app is coming to the Windows Phone for that small minority of people who use the Windows Phone.
So yeah, Steam has been an app for iOS and Android, and for a while it hasn't been available for people who use the Windows Phone. Again, maybe small minority. I don't want to make people hate me. I'm just a
maybe small minority. Definitely, definitely a small minority. I've seen one Windows Phone in my life. I've never seen one out. I've only seen one.
See, I'm the ignorant guy here. I thought Windows was like a part of Android.
No, they're different operating system.
I know people are screaming, "Get Taft back!" So yeah, I forget where it says when. It says it on here somewhere, but it is coming to the Windows phones. They're finally get it because iOS and Android had it for a while, and now they're finally putting it on for Windows.
Yeah, and it makes sense because and iOS is a priority for app developers because that's the biggest ecosystem. Yeah. That's the biggest group of mobile users you'll find. After that is Android. After that, you get to like minority groups like. I think BlackBerry has its own operating system. I don't know. BlackBerry is not a thing anymore. I don't know.
I wouldn't be able to tell you.
I was born in the 90s, so my first phone was my first smartphone was an iPhone. And Windows Phone's down there as well. Windows Phone never really took off. that I know of. It's not competing with Android, which is the second largest operating system. It's definitely not messing with iOS. So, but it's still good to see them, like, for those of you who use a Windows phone, are there. You can finally make purchases on your Steam app. Adam, do you have the Steam app on your phone?
I do not.
You
actually.
don't? I don't think I know I can, but mentally I don't think I should put the Steam app on there.
Yeah.
Cuz I don't that and I'm just going to be like flipping through it like in class and be like, "Oh, this game looks fun." Bye, cuz I'm an idiot,
See, for me it's not hard because I don't have a working computer.
Yeah, so, good on you people who use a Windows phone. They're not bad. They're not bad. I don't ever see them. I'm not saying they're a good phone or a bad phone. They're not bad. Yeah. So congratulations to everyone who uses that. Also, a majority of the reviews are finally about time. I've been waiting long enough. So yeah, obviously people have been waiting for it. All right.
So there is at least a small market for it.
It's true. It's true. All right. Now, for you people who play Overwatch, for everyone else, you think you could get away 1 week without hearing Blizzard news, then I'm sorry. It's over. And I would say this is the most important news of the week. I'm not kidding. All right. This is some serious landmark shit we're dealing with right now. Excuse my language, but this is serious. All right. Overwatch, or Blizzard, has finally fixed, just when you thought the Windows people, were saying finally, I'm saying finally have fixed the basketball hoop in Overwatch. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you make it into that hoop now, graffiti and noises will sound. We're done here. This is it. This is the height.
You mean confetti?
The graffiti. What did I say?
You said graffiti.
Graffiti? Oh, okay. Yeah, confetti will fall from the sky. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the height of my podcasting career, reporting this right now. This is amazing. From day one, this is what I expected to happen when I made it into the hoop. I don't know why it took this long. This is amazing. And if you see it, it blows your mind. It makes you so happy. Like confetti, not graffiti, confetti.
Confetti.
Confetti?
There you
not
go.
Confetti? What the hell am I saying?
I mean, potato, but confetti.
Confetti. Confetti falls from the sky. Happy like horns play. It's amazing, and it is the single most important thing we reported on this week. So
have you done it yet?
I have not. I've actually never made it into the basketball hoop. I try all the time. I've gotten close several times. I've made it in backwards, up through the back of the net, but I've never actually made it like a proper basketball goal. So yes, for those of you who try every time like I do, my fellow basketball wannabe Overwatch brethren, we can now celebrate when we make it. So yes, this is awesome. This is the high point of the day. We're done. All right. So yeah, that's it. By the way, there's no like actual news. Also in Overwatch, we got competitive play this week. I haven't had an opportunity to jump in and play. From what I hear, it's pretty rough at the moment. So I might just hang back, let everyone else kind of. I haven't messed with it. I'm probably just gonna sit back, let everyone else find their ranks, and then I'll just slip in, when everything's sorted itself out. But yeah, we got competitive play. That's a big deal. But even in the bigger deal, this happened. It's amazing. And that's it for the news. I don't know. You got anything else you want to add this week? Nothing else?
I don't think so.
Sounds good.
That's about it.
Hey, actually, before we finish up today, last week we were talking about what teraflops are, and I wasn't quite sure. Taff wasn't quite sure. This week, on Wednesday, actually, I posted a pretty cool article explaining what teraflops are and like how they're calculated and what they mean for, a processing power of a GPU and just in general. So yeah, if you're interested, go check out the College Gamers Facebook page. Yes, for some reason that sentence was a struggle. And, if you want to learn about that is, and you can just Google it if you want. But if you want to go to our Facebook page, you can also do that. You know what? You ready to move on to what are we? You ready to move in, Adam? Just right. We got an empty room right over there. Actually, you can just move into the recording, part of my room that you're right there. I'll put a sound booth around you, and you can just permanently be there to record all the time.
But I gotta move the mini fridge over there. How would that?
I'll just move the mini fridge somewhere else. All right, let's move on to what are we playing? What you playing? All right, I I haven't played too many games actually, or too much. I haven't had too much gaming time. That's a better way to put that. This week, I finished Dishonored last weekend. I was in a horrible depression because the game was so amazing, and I just didn't have anything else that could beat it. But I picked up Shadows of Mordor, which Taft promised was a good game, and I'm here to report back. For like the 2-3 hours I managed to get in this week, it's actually amazing. I don't know. Do you know what Shadows of Mordor? Did you pick that up?
I've heard of it. I don't play it. And by the way, I'm OCD, so I just gotta say this real quick. I'm pretty sure it's Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow. What did I say?
I might be wrong about that, but I've heard it pronounced Shadow, not Shadows. Maybe
it's Shadow.
Don't quote me on that.
It's Shadows of Mordor. It's Shadows of Mordor. I promise you.
As you wish.
All right. Are you sure music's the thing? You don't want to be like an English major? No?
I mean,
So yeah, I've been playing Shadows of Mordor. I was off to a rough start. I died 2 or 3 times trying to figure out the mechanics of the game. Not pulling 30 orcs at a time and trying to kill them all is actually, a decent idea. Not pulling 30 orcs. Try to avoid that, other people who haven't played yet. Spoiler alert, if you fight 30 orcs, you die. Yeah,
I mean, it seems to work well for them in the movies.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, I can handle this, but no. I'm using stealth mechanics, getting better at the game. It's a lot of fun.
It looked like it was.
The combat is just liquid smooth. The combat is amazing. I loved it. I still love it actually. It's really slick. It's really good at targeting. The only issue I have is that if you want to target one person, it's kind of rough because it's really awesome. It's easy to stick to them, but once you knock them down, if you're surrounded by other orcs, you expose yourself if you try to stab them while they're on the ground.
It's really weird.
So when you're fighting 6 at a time, if you knock one down and you try to take that moment to stab it while it's on the ground, someone else is going to come up behind you, and you're going to have to deal with them now because they're the immediate threat.
Okay.
So I have trouble kind of targeting one person, and I'm sure there's some mechanic I haven't discovered yet that's really easy for doing that. But it's a lot of fun. Graphics still hold up. I'm playing it max.
When did it come out?
It came out a few years ago. It's not a new game. It's an older game, but I picked it up on Steam sale. Which before I forget, Steam sale ends July 4th. Pick up your games this weekend while you can. Ends I think 8 a.m. Central Time or 10 p.m. Pacific Time, I believe. I think that's right. Don't quote me on that because I didn't memorize it. But yeah, so yeah, Shadow of Mordor. It was $10, so I picked it up, and it's a lot of fun. The combat system is really nice. Like I said, runes and stuff for your sword. I like so in the game there is the orcs fight each other. Ooh. They're commanders, they're generals, and they have this power system that the orcs if an orc kills you, then he becomes he becomes a general. He's got a leader, and you have a list of leader orcs that you know about, and you can see their ranks and stuff.
And is this if you're an orc, or if
no,
just other orcs in general?
No, you're not. You're you're a human who's died and possessed by an elf or some. That's not right, but that's kind of what's happening. And you want to kill higher up orcs, and then they fight each other to get to that higher rank. Orc leaders will kill each other.
Oh,
and and assassinate and fight each other. But I like that because then you can target higher up orcs who are more powerful. But if you kill them, they have more of an effect on the gameplay. It's a lot of fun. It really is. It's liquid smooth, and I definitely recommend picking it up if you haven't, since it's on such a great deal. Yeah, and I played a little bit of Overwatch this week. No competitive stuff, and I started playing Borderlands 2 with Cammy because that's a game I need to finish, and it was $5. And I was like, "This is the game you will enjoy because it's amazing." So I bought it for her, $5 because I'm such a wonderful boyfriend. So yeah, we've been playing that. We got 2 or 3 hours in with that. It's still a good game. I don't know. Have you played Borderlands 2?
I don't think I played any of the Borderlands.
And you haven't played any of the Borderlands?
I don't think so.
Dude, when you get a computer, that's what I'm getting you. That's your first game you need to play. It's Borderlands. It's hilarious. You'll enjoy it. The dialogue's amazing. That's about it. Adam, what have you been playing this week?
I I mean, of course, you hear me talking about it all the time. I got in some Super Smash Bros.
As usual, you gotta keep your skills up to date.
Well, quote unquote skills. Yeah, I managed to get some of that in. Just, general go fight. I like mess around sometimes. The general thing is, so how it works in tournaments is, I mean, if you play Super Smash Bros, you'll understand this. If not, then, I don't know. But yeah, in a tournament, it's, Omega map.
Yeah.
No items. And, I think for a tournament, on yourself, you can only do either time or stock, but in a tournament, it's 5 minutes and 2 lives. So what I do is just 2 lives and then Omega map and then play like that. Or you can just mess around. You can turn on items. You can go on the full map.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you play for people who do play Super Smash Bros., you go on Palutena's Temple with only 4 people and all items turned on. Absolute chaos. Just
that sounds like fun. I don't play a lot of Smash Bros, but it just sounds like fun.
It really is. And I would be interested to see, you said earlier, what it would do if VR got to there. Because that would be both terrifying, yet actually really fun.
Yeah. That'd be pretty crazy if, like, Charizard shows up on the map. And you just kind of, like, look up at him and be like, uh-oh, I'm about to get roasted.
Or, like, Bowser's and Ganondorf's final smashes, they turn giant and attack you. So I would just be standing there like, oh, please don't hurt me.
This is gonna hurt. Yeah. What is YGO Pro? What is that?
That is a Yu-Gi-Oh mobile app, actually. That's right. We're about to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh on the College Gamers.
I played Yu-Gi-Oh when I was younger. It has been a while since I touched my heart of the cards. That sounds kind of weird, actually. Take that with a grain of salt, people. But yeah. So what is this? It's a mobile game.
Yeah, it's an app. It's not available anymore. It's weird. It was available for a bit, but now they like took it off or something. So I tried to get it. My brother got it. So what we had to do is he logged into his Apple ID on my phone, and I just uploaded it onto my phone through the cloud. So now I have it. So what it is you have access to every Yu-Gi-Oh card like up to date. I don't know if they update the app, but I mean, at least when they got the app out. Yeah, you have access to virtually every card, and then you build a deck. Minimum 40 cards, maximum 60. Same as I think that's how it works nowadays. And then
I wouldn't know. I'm completely out of the Yu-Gi-Oh scene.
Yeah,
I was never really in it, but I'm completely out now.
Yeah, I mean I was sort of in it. I kind of no offense to if you're a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, sorry, no offense to what I'm about to say, but it's just honestly gotten less fun and just on a decline, sort of.
I gotcha.
Not quality, just like how it's been going. Like it used to be more strategy and more fun. Like it was like you would get cards out a certain way. Like you would like normal summon monster, special summon, fusion summon. Now you've got like synchro summon, XYZ summon, pendulum summon.
So wait, where are all these fancy words coming from?
So it started out with like the original Yu-Gi-Oh, then it got into Yu-Gi-Oh GX, which was still pretty good. It sort of kept to traditional Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, original Yu-Gi-Oh is the best.
Yeah.
The app's just hands down, without a doubt.
Yeah.
They're actually coming out with a movie about the original Yu-Gi-Oh soon. I'm actually excited for that.
Interesting. Okay.
So then you get into 5Ds. That's they introduced a thing called synchro summoning, and I don't know anything 5Ds or beyond. I don't know how it works. I don't mess around with that. And it's just more complicated and makes it more.
Yeah. Adam, are you telling me you can't handle 5Ds? Is that what you're telling me right now?
Probably.
Oh God. So okay. So they have all these new weird ways to summon things, but is that all in the app?
Yeah. Every card up to the Yu-Gi-Ohs in the show. It's up to a thing called Arc V. I think it's got cards from there that you can do. So you build a deck and you can battle AI. Like they have AI decks from I'm not sure. I don't watch the show further, but I know they have from original Yu-Gi-Oh. They have like Kaiba's deck, Pegasus' deck, Yugi's deck, and it's really fun to mess around with those. Or you could go online.
Yeah.
For the limited. Like the app's not available anymore, so only a certain number of people have the app. But I mean, you can still find a good number of people online. Yeah. It's still pretty fun.
I gotcha. And anything else you've been playing this week? Anything else you want to mention?
As far as Yu-Gi-Oh, I actually played the cards in real life. I have physical cards. Me and my brother have a deck. That's right. I have a physical Yu-Gi-Oh deck.
Hey, there's no shame here. We are all college gamers. All right? It's all fair game. There's no judgment here. Let it out. Let it out.
In that case, I also played solitaire with physical cards, but
Hey, I've done that before. It's the ultimate sign of desperation, but you can do it.
I mean, my gaming capabilities are limited.
Since your PC's been dead, you just so you know, everyone, he uses a MacBook, so no surprise. Cough, cough, cough.
Oh yes, hello to you too.
So yeah. Yeah, a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! Real life. It's been forever since I played, man. It's been forever.
It's still pretty fun.
Is it?
If you get someone that knows how to play and then you play the game right, like, but I mean, when you play it right and like you get the cards, I mean, you get the cards you want, you draw them right, but I mean, it still holds up. It's still pretty fun.
I got you.
But otherwise, that's it with Yu-Gi-Oh! I played Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
Because Super Smash Bros. And Mario Kart 8 are the only two games I have for the Wii U, and the Wii U is like the most capable running thing.
The only functioning thing currently.
So yeah, I played some of that, and
Rainbow Road still holds up as terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. No. 4 words, I guess. Rainbow Road VR.
No.
Terrifying or not?
Absolutely.
You look down through the rainbow.
I mean, if you like to live on the edge, then go for it. But
no. You look down through the rainbow, infinite void of darkness.
I mean, I know Mario Kart 8's been out for a while, but just hands down the best Mario Kart's the one that was on the GameCube.
Yeah. Well, the GameCube is still an amazing gaming system. I still have mine. Still works. It's pretty incredible. So yeah. Anything else you want to mention before we call it? Anything else?
Don't think so.
That's it. All right. Well, that's all we've been playing. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Talk. That's a first for the show. And Borderlands.
That's what happens when you let me on the show.
And Shadows of Mordor, also a good game. Definitely recommend picking that up before the sale ends. And is that a show?
I believe that's a show.
All right. I think we can close the not the blinds. What do you use on a stage? Carpets. Curtains. We can close the curtains.
Did you say carpet?
I don't know why I said carpet. It's another C word or whatever. All right. And that's a show. If you want to contact the show, if you want to tell Adam that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is also awesome, or, say like, blah, we want chat back, which he'll be back next week, I promise you.
Or you could start a petition to get me back.
You can contact the show through the email collegegamersshow@gmail.com. I have a Twitter, BlueCowZ, BLUECOWZ. Adam is new to Twitter. Adam, what's your... You want to give out your Twitter handle?
I do.
All right.
It is SmoothDog5, SMOOTHDOG5, and I promise that name is not as creepy in origin as it sounds.
I don't know, Smooth Dog. I always thought that sounded really cool because he's like smooth, He's like, hey, what's up?
I know, but then you can get the people who's like, Smooth Dog?
What?
Really?
What?
Okay then.
Why are you weird? I don't know.
I promise it's not as weird as it sounds. My nickname is Smoothie. So
that's probably weirder than Smooth Dog.
That's also not as weirder as it sounds, I promise.
I gotcha. All right, you can find us on Facebook through the email, through the Facebook page, The College Gamers Podcast. We live stream the show every time, or almost every time, on my Twitch channel, which is the same as my Twitter handle, BlueCows. And if you like the show, if you enjoy the show, if you get something, a laugh or something out of it every week, go review us on iTunes or wherever you get your podcast from, because it helps other people find our show. And it's what if you enjoy something that we do for you, maybe you give back a little bit by reviewing us. That's
I was actually able to recommend this podcast to a lot of people at orientation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, if you were with Adam at orientation, hello, and I'll see you next semester, maybe, if you creep me. All right, and I believe that is a show. Thank y'all for listening, and we'll catch y'all next time. Bye-bye. Oh, that's what Taff says. Okay, ready?
Oh,
all right, here we go.
Wait, what am I supposed to say bye-bye?
Okay, no, here we go. We'll switch it up, all right? All right, here we go. Bye-bye.
Later.
Blue Cow Radio.